Yo,
How you doing?
what's good, brother? How you, man?
No problem, not much. How about you?
Chilling, man. It's a good Monday. It's a good Monday.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
tell me
man.
about the new project, man.
So, this new project, man, it's called 10 Piece.
Mhm.
10 Piece, is inspired by a Kennedy Fried Chicken that that used to be around my way in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Due to gentrification and so-called area improvements, it don't exist any longer. So the 10 piece, all of the songs on the project are titled after things that you would find in any Kennedy Fried, Kansas Fried Chicken in the five boroughs. Down to the production. The production is grimy. It's hard. It sounds filthy in
Mhm.
terms of creating that aesthetic with the 10 piece. So that's what motivated the project, as well as things that happened during me coming up in Fort Greene and in hip hop in general. But I just wanted to do a project that was consistent in terms of the sound and really capture the feeling.
What was the favorite part of growing up in New York?
Favorite part growing up in New York is probably being at the epicenter of hip hop.
Yeah.
I know coming up in Fort Greene during the mid '90s, early '90s, we used to have jams, and one of the most popular jams was like in the back of my building, and DJs would come out, turn garbage cans over, put two turntables up, and just get busy. And I was able to see that, even with like downtown Brooklyn with Albee Square Mall, seeing Big Daddy Kane, Biggie Smalls, rest in peace, Big Pun, rest in peace, Go Get Jewelry, and it was just nothing to see them down there. So that was probably the dopest part about growing up in New York is hip hop and having celebrities right there.
Out of the performances that you mentioned, Big Pun, Biggie, and Big Daddy Kane, what was the best one in your opinion?
I mean, all of them. It depends on what era. So if I had Biggie, if I were to say Biggie, it would definitely have to be, and this is a sleeper. Probably Notorious Thugs. Everything Biggie did up until that point was phenomenal, but to hear him do something out of left field, incredible. Big Pun, You Ain't a Killer. Hearing that for the first time, I was going to high school in California, and I was like, "Yo, who the fuck is this? Who the fuck is Big Pun?"
Yeah.
And then the deep cover verse, the Twins verse, crazy. And then Big Daddy Kane, I don't know if you're old enough to remember this, but we had a show called Video Music Box, hosted by VJ Ralph McDaniels. And I would rush home from school just to make sure I caught Ain't No Half Stepping. So just Kane and a legacy that he started for people like Biggie, for people like Big Pun. So I would say they were equal depending on what time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Best rapper to come out of Brooklyn in your opinion?
Aside from me, um, best rapper to come out of Brooklyn, man, I'm gonna have to say Jay-Z, man. I'm gonna have to say Hove. I don't think that he gets enough credit for his MCing skills in terms of what he does technically, storytelling, um, triple entendres, punchlines, and just skill set. You know what I mean? So I would have to say Jay-Z. And if he's one, then Big is the equal one or 1B, 1A, depends on the day of the week. But it's out of those two. Yeah.
What do you think about it when people say that he's the greatest of all time? Do you agree with that statement?
There's no greatest of all times in terms of MCs, in my opinion, because you can get on a song with somebody and have an off day in terms of your pen, and somebody hear that for the first time and be like, I don't know who Jay-Z is, but I know this other guy. Um, but I don't think there's a greatest of all times when you have people like Rakim, Kane, um, Cannabis, Redman, Method Man, uh, Razcast, another unspoken about lyricists from the West Coast. So I don't think that there's a greatest rapper of all time. I think that he's been the most consistent and the most transcendent in the history of hip hop. Yeah.
Because when people bring up Jay-Z as the greatest of all time, I look at the discography. I think the last best album Jay-Z had, to my opinion, was The Blueprint. I thought The
Mm-hmm.
Blueprint was great, but anything after that, I just wasn't very high on. Because most of the time, I'm a big Nas guy. So
Right.
when people say that all that Nas had was Illmatic, it's usually a Jay-Z fan when I'm talking to them, and I'm like,
Right.
that's wrong, because Nas had It Was Written, I Am, Stillmatic. I mean, we can go on from there, but he's had some other classics too that people count out all the time.
Right. I think and it also depends on the type of the level of hip hop fan you are to really rate that question. Like when people ask me, and it's a common debate about their favorite Hove albums, I'll give my top 5 in no order: Reasonable Doubt, Blueprint, American Gangster soundtrack, the Black Album, and his last body of work, 444.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of what he did artistically on those bodies of work. Some people might throw in the Dynasty album, but you know, that's just my opinion today. And I think Nas do he get a raw deal in terms of his discography. Like one of my favorite recent Nas albums, and it just became a favorite of mine, was Life Is Good.
Yeah, Life Is Good from 2012, I think, right?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At that time, I was getting ready to get married. I'm married now, so I get it at that level of Nas's life. You know what I'm saying? So it depends on where you're at in life and what day of the week it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you listen to Nas's last album, The Lost Tapes, too?
I didn't. I haven't gotten around to it. The last Nas project that I listened to was the collaboration with Kanye West.
Okay. What did you think of that?
I thought it was incredible. I think we getting in a point in music where people don't need 24, 30 song projects to get a point across. And I think he did a great job of matching Kanye's production. I thought it was dope. Some people like tongue-in-cheek rap that's gonna satisfy a commercial appetite, but people who dig artistry, such as myself, I thought that album was incredible.
Yeah. How many interviews have you done so far?
I've done quite a few interviews. This is my first interview in a minute. Due to just life. You know what I'm saying? Life, responsibilities, work. But yeah, this is my first interview in a minute.
So I think a lot of people that are listening here tonight want to hear a background about yourself. Would you mind telling a little background about yourself?
Nah, not at all, man. My name is Vinch The Artist.
Yeah.
I'm from Fort Greene, Brooklyn. I grew up in the mid 90s, early 90s. I love hip hop. I came up on hip hop. Growing up in my house, it wasn't uncommon to hear soul music. Like when people ask me my favorite lyricist of all time is Stevie Wonder. And they'll be like, oh, but you're a hip hop head. But Stevie Wonder is the dopest I've seen with a pen without the ability to physically see, but capture a picture without being able to physically see. I think that's incredible. I'm married. I don't hide that. I'm married. I got 3 kids. I'm a career man. If you look at my bio and some of my pictures, you'll figure it out in terms of what I'm talking about. But I love hip hop. The culture. I love the art of emceeing. And I don't think that age or whatever your personal beliefs are should box you into not being dope. And I try to pride myself on that in terms of being dope, being lyrical, but entertaining at the same time. Yeah, nobody want to get browbeat to death and preached to, including myself. Yeah, but if you've never listened to me before, don't come with a novice ear, because you might miss something. Because there's a lot going on. Without being boring, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. One of my favorite tracks that I listened to you was off of your latest album, and it was Candyland.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's all the Candy references on there are crazy, and it makes sense. It's the story bridge.
Right. Appreciate that. Story about that song. So that song was was written and recorded on New Year's Day of 2006.
Oh, so that was years ago.
That was years ago. 2006, I did that record. And I've never gotten the bad response because of the creativity. And if I were to liken it to a part of hip hop, it would be likened to probably battle rap in terms of schemes and being able to set up a whole body of work about one thing. But yeah, Candyland, man, that's my baby. That's my baby. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. What's your favorite song that you've recorded so far?
Favorite song that I recorded so far? Probably would be, I've had a tie to would be Candyland, and a song that I did on my upcoming project called Pray Before We Eat, in terms of concept, subject matter, and delivery of the record. Yeah.
What's the message that we can expect to hear off of Pray Before We Eat?
The message that you can hear for Pray Before We Eat. So the record is about me talking to my people. So when I wrote the record, I had the idea or vision of we're at a grand feast, Thanksgiving, and we're all talking about how we feel about each other. And I'm sitting amongst my people, and I'm talking to them about how I feel about them from my vantage point. And that's the message that you can get from it, is about togetherness, and being solid, being 100 with your people. If your man get locked up, or your man has an early passing, by whatever happens, you make sure his kids is straight. You don't try to get at his woman. You make sure you teaching his kids the right things to do, and you're not sending them on dummy missions. So that's what Pray Before We Eat is about, metaphorically and literally. Let's pray before we eat, and let's pray before we reach this level of success that we're trying to get to.
Before, you mentioned that you take the art of MCing to heart and you take it very seriously. What's your opinion of the current state of art of MCing?
I don't think that the current state of the art, the state of the art of MCing now has changed, because you still have MCs who care about what they write. And you got different lanes in hip hop for different people. I give you an example. Somebody that I wasn't a fan of was Young Thug, until I heard 25 Soldiers that he did on Swiss Beats, his last album. And the shit that he was doing on that song was incredible. If you haven't heard it, 25 Soldiers by Young Thug is ridiculous. And I have a 17-year-old son, so he's drawn me into the now of hip hop, and I've grown an appreciation for it. And if people give it a chance and listen to it, they'll see that in these artists' own way, that they still getting busy, that they're still getting busy. So I don't think that the art of MCing is going anywhere, especially with the, battle rap having that at the forefront of its subculture of hip hop.
Do you consider Young Thug a MC?
I do.
Yeah.
So by definition, Rakim said MC means move the crowd. So if I have a crowd of backpackers at a Laughapalooza and they rocking with me, I'm MCing. Mm-hmm. If Young Thug got a crowd of people at Gramercy Theater or another spot somewhere in Atlanta, and he got 20,000 people doing what he do, he's MCing. So it depends on who you are and if you can move the crowd and have them focused on you solely.
So what would you consider an artist like Rakim? Because Rakim's artistry is totally different from Young Thug. Young Thug, people call him a mumble rapper. What would you consider Big Daddy Kane or Rakim's lane then?
Guards in hip hop. Yeah, because what they were doing when they first hit was unheard of at the time in terms of their level of MCing, wordplay, vocabulary. diction, pace, cadence. So they really, really, really kind of set the mark in terms of top tier MCing, in my opinion. And I was able to recognize that at a young age. That's just what it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my take on that.
Earlier in the interview, you mentioned that your production's very gritty. Who are some of the producers that you're working with?
I'm working with a producer out of North Carolina by the name of Sonny Bricks. A producer out of Brooklyn by the name of Jay Fanique. A song that I have called "You Ain't Gonna Make It" was produced by Menace, who produced Panda.
Okay, for designer.
Yeah, so it's a different sound than most people have heard. Also Black Man that you might find on YouTube, but the Black Man is spelled BLACKMON. Yeah, those are the main producers that I'm working with right now.
Well, how about we get into a track here? I know you sent me a few. Let's get into the first one, 100-Yard Dash.
Okay.
Let me know if you can hear it. You can hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah, okay, good.
Featuring Hazarati.
Usually I don't do this, but I'm in my zone. If money not the topic, please don't hit my phone. No, us over everything, homie. I got no clone. I'm one, two, fly, yeah. Drone. Now, look at my sauce, look at my glow, look at my drip, look at my barrel, look at my trigger, look at my grip. Remember the sauce, remember the glow, remember the grip. I'm holding my barrel, I'm squeezing my trigger, I'm gripping your bitch. Move, please, just give me some space. Cat to the bag, translation, the shit on my waist. I ain't one for all the talking, I ain't run down, nah, nigga, I walked in cold case, nobody, nothing except a dead nigga coughing. Yeah, all my bitches bad, nigga, look at on your face, what the fuck is mad, nigga, trying to count my bread, I'ma count it to the last digit, running up a check, 100-yard dash, nigga, pull up in a sprinter, yeah, all my bitches bad, nigga, look at on your face, what the fuck is mad, nigga, trying to count my bread, I'ma count it to the last digit, running up a check, 100-yard dash, nigga, running through bands like Diddy do, make a pussy nigga look pitiful. If you see my hand loose, reaching for the dudes, don't think about it, run, I'ma hit at you. I like handguns, I don't like choppers, keep it on me every day, I want it in my pocket. You know I keep it on me like loose change, kick it with your bitch like a time like Luke Kane. Yo, catch me with your bitch, on these two faces, make it sick. If you wanna make a movie, Brody, make a shoot a clip. Unless your bitch niggas be acting like they lit, they don't know nobody. Homie, I'm really outside like a porta potty. And I'm shitting on niggas just for the fuck of it. Gun so bright, I'm loving it. I fuck a bitch, I fuck an enemy. Since the beginning, niggas trying to put an enemy. The John Kennedy, the niggas in the middle. They should've never let it get up on this instrumental. And now I'm doing the 30 just like a whole less. I won't rest, my whole fam don't stress. So I get you cabinet, they got no road chest. So I scream and thank God, bro, I'm so blessed. In a sprinter, yeah, all my bitches bad, nigga. Look at on your face, what the fuck you mad, nigga? Trying to count my bread, I'ma count it to the last digit, running up a check, 100-yard dash, nigga. Pull up in a sprinter, yeah, all my bitches bad, nigga. Look at on your face, what the fuck you mad, nigga? Trying to count my bread, I'ma count it to the last digit, running up a check.
There you have it, 100-Yard Dash.
Facts. That's featuring Hazarati, man. That's my younger brother, man. That's my blood brother.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How long have you been working together on tracks? Was that the only one?
Now we got some bodies that work together. Fun fact, I wrote his first rap. He was like 12, but that don't count. After that, he was off to the races, but yeah.
What's your favorite bar that you ever wrote?
Favorite bar.
That's
It's
like your personal quotable.
I'm sorry?
That's like your personal quotable. They like to respect.
My personal quotable.
Yeah.
It's a piece of a song that I did called Story of Kanye. And I used the story of OJ beat from 444. And one of the part of the verses says, "You want to know what's more important than being liked on social media? Respect. For every attention famished person on the gram, they suffer from neglect." So that was probably my favorite part of a song, if you had to ask me that today. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was just current and valid.
How do you feel about Kanye West?
As an artist?
We could go both, as a person and as an artist.
As an artist, I think that he's incredible. I think that he's incredible in terms of his production and what he's been able in terms of his ability as an MC and as an artist. Period. I think that he dealing with some personal demons that have had some of his life choices just not be the most popular or the smartest. So, you know, like him, I lost my mother too, but I didn't, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't make those choices.
Yeah.
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 Oh, but you know, everybody deals with stress and trauma differently. So that may be his way. Those may be his ways. But it's just not what I would have done or what I would do.
This is just like the MAGA hat he put on. Then he went to the White House.
That's just something that I wouldn't do.
Yeah, it's very sketchy. I don't know. I don't know how he's still accepted though. I really like. You would think that because the whole cancel culture out now, people still like him and listen to his music.
Yeah.
It's,
you know, they say that common sense isn't so common. You got good sense and you got stupid sense, and some shit is just good sense, and some shit is stupid sense because none of it is common. So look, bro, I don't. It's not my thing. It's a lot of things that go down now in society that I don't rock with, but everybody live by different codes. I don't fuck with a lot of them.
yeah. What's your view of the cancel culture?
Of what?
The cancel culture, like they cancel you if you're controversial or.
I think that's whack.
I do too.
I think that's super whack. If you have an opinion, state it. Everybody's not going to stand on the same square, and people got to respect that. You know what I'm saying? They should look at it like the WWF. Some people are going to be anti-system. Some people are going to be pro-system. Every artist is not going to keep their mouth shut and do what the others want them to do, but that's dumb. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm not a big fan of the cancel culture because I feel as though the fact that you have to conform to an opinion of what society thinks and what the general public thinks is ridiculous.
Right.
Because it's not, you're not thinking of yourself. You're conforming to what everyone else thinks. And then they get pissed at you when you don't agree with them. And it's like, well, who are you? You know what I mean?
Right. It's funny that you say that. I give you an example of what I could relate that to in terms of hip hop, specifically New York hip hop. So it's the fact that right now, even before this pandemic, that nobody really moves units in terms of hip hop music, period. No physical copies and shit like that since maybe 2008, 2009 is when it started to go downwards.
Yeah.
So if I'm an artist, such as I am, but not me, just any random dude, and I see that this isn't happening, and I have way C of doing my music, but everybody else is doing B, but none of it is moving. What's the difference in me doing what I think is true to myself and what I think the masses are listening to if none of it is moving? I would rather not compromise my integrity as an artist and be able to sleep at night with music that I put out in the world, as opposed to trying to, follow the sheep, but the sheep still ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so.
Would you say the digital era killed the real hip-hop sound?
No. See, the thing, that the twist with that is, people say that it killed the real hip-hop sound, but you still have artists that sell They still have streaming services. They still get bookings. They still make a living. So I don't think so. I think it's made shit a little easier in some ways for the true hip hop, for the backpacking lyricist paying attention to fan, because you can get it at your disposal whenever you want to. You can actually search for exactly what you want instead of having to hunt for it at like boutique record stores and shit like that. So I don't know. I mean, if artists think that, if you're an independent artist and you think that way, you gotta retrain your thinking, man. That's crazy for you to think that. If you got 100 fans that follow you to fuck with your music, then you cultivate those 100 fans.
The only thing that I think benefits being on social media as an artist is that you could promote it to a larger audience. Whereas if you're on the street in New York and you're trying to promote a mixtape, you're only going to get so many people. Whereas someone from the UK can see your music.
Right.
It's easier to get discovered.
Right. Yeah, I don't think that you should do that. If it's people that fuck with you genuinely, then that's what you cater to. Because it's gonna affect and reach more people eventually. It might be a slow burn, but it's still gonna get the job done. And that meteoric rise can have a comet-like fall. Because you have artists from 2-3 years ago that was the best shit since sliced bread in terms of captivating attention, and now you can't find them. And that's no knock on the artist, but that's just the fair weather fan, so to speak.
Yeah, today you constantly got to release records. You just released your most recent album in January, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah, the Black Cuul dropped in January.
Yeah.
And I decided to smack them back in the face in May with 10-piece. Yeah, I'll be right back real soon in about another 3 months. So don't get comfortable.
Yeah. So when's the album dropping exactly then?
Friday. It's dropping Friday.
It's dropping Friday? Okay.
Yeah. It's dropping Friday. All digital platforms. I promise you that this is going to be culture defining in terms of artists getting back to making a body of work that has a consistent sound, a consistent aesthetic, and this is another baby of mine, and it's deeper than just a chicken spot. You know what I'm saying? I did this one for my projects. I did this one to represent where I come from. I did this one to talk about what it's like in Brooklyn now, in terms of gentrification, people being marginalized that don't have enough to live in those areas, but are still expected to make it happen. So it talks about that, and then one of the highlights that I can talk about is a song I have called Halal Plate. And if you're not from New York, halal means that the food has no pork and it's the purest form of whatever meat or food that's being cooked. So that song is just giving you a lot of work, a lot of bars, a lot of triple entendres, a lot of similes, metaphors. So you're gonna have to listen to it more than 2 or 3 times to not miss something, because I don't want you to miss nothing. That's because I love y'all. I don't want you to miss nothing.
Yeah. How many songs are going to be on the new album?
10. It's a 10-piece.
10-piece.
10. Yeah, it's just enough. See, if you go to a chicken spot and you get a 2-piece or a 3-piece, you're like, man, I'm hungry.
Yeah, you want more.
You can't eat a 3-piece. You're gonna be too full.
Yeah.
So that's enough. I just want to give them enough. I want to, make sure you fit. Because I love y'all. How
about we give them another piece here tonight, right now? Let's do that. So we got the next song up here, Ain't Gonna Make It.
Let's get to it.
Young bulls and running with hammers and no fear. They stand on strips full of pride like nowhere. This my block, OG, I've been moving to work. I got it all, nut crack, loud packs and the perks. Got the earth, don't care. When blood gets slapped, nah. Black, Latin, Asian lives, it don't matter. Nah, times change. Like the cost of a brick. If you ain't built for it, you'll get lost in the mix. The wind blows, you can smell death in the air. No head died, but he died with the red in his hair. It's a cold world, shorty, but he said 40 drew. Rain Man on him for the green, the 40 them blue. Shorty knew his day, with the Lord had arrived. His heart skipped the beat as he looked in his eyes. Look, he screamed out blood, his neck took fire. His neck took fire. You ain't gonna do it. All that like a shooting pop, you ain't gonna shoot it out. I ain't like a fool. You ain't gonna do it. When I'm falling at your head, like in the corner, I'll play it. You ain't gonna do it. Talking like a shooting pop, you ain't gonna shoot it. I'll play it. I ain't like a fool. You ain't gonna take it. When I'm falling at your head, like in the corner, I'll play it. The streets don't got no love, there's no allegiance. Nah, a nigga that you grew up with can end up sweet, leaving your moms in tears. Kids horrorized, wife without a man, all this over grams. You can't be a chimp and talk like a gorilla. Loud niggas pose no threat, quiet would kill you. Watch you be that, everybody trapped by 50% of them be athletes and captains. Email, make phone calls and closed captions. Snubs in the mouths of coward niggas that's rank. Small as you on any block can get it cracking. Narco got you beefs, lost. Nigga, I ain't never seen a free boss. No Netflix, homie, this is real life. Like real shots and real metal. See if you hear when the dust settle, ride. When the dust settle, nigga, you ain't gonna do it. Talking like a shooting pop, you ain't gonna shoot it. I'll play it. I ain't like a fool. You ain't gonna play it. When I'm falling at your head, like in the corner, I'll play it. You ain't gonna do it. Talking like a shooting pop, you ain't gonna shoot it. I'll play it. I ain't like a fool. You ain't gonna take it. When I'm falling at your head, like in the corner, I'll play it.
And there we have it. Another one down.
Bang.
Ain't gonna make it. Who produced that one?
Say again?
Who produced that track?
Menace.
Menace produced that one?
Yeah. That's why I said the sound is not as typical, but I couldn't let it go. You know what I'm saying? That had to get done. That's me on the hook. That's no filter. That's no plug-in. That's just artistry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the lines on there, especially the Netflix one. It's real life. Different bars that you have on there. That's a key to being an MC, a real hip-hop MC.
Right. That song was inspired by some individuals. I'm not going to name names, but they made it, but they didn't make it. So, yeah. I think you get where I think you understand.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I heard the line, the smallest guy on any block can get it cracking.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was like a warning call for young dudes that try to get into hustling, that try to get into the streets. That's why I said you can't be a chimp and talk like a gorilla, because there's real wolves out here that see food and eat food. But then again, you can't be an old head, do 40 years in a penitentiary and think that everything is the way it was when you left it. There's some young gorillas too that don't want to move and won't move, you know, and they meet aggression with aggression. So that's just from my vantage point of how I see things.
I definitely like what you're doing with your music. And are you currently independent?
Independent, yeah. I'm independent through my own boutique blueprint, A Beautiful Mind, LLC. So that's my label, is a Beautiful Mind, LLC. Yeah.
Would you consider signing somewhere?
I was asked that question by my man the other day, and no, I don't see the point. I'm good monetarily. I'm not starving. I'm doing it right for myself in real life. How they say I'm popping in real life, I'm popping in real life. So, and that's not the stunt. That's just, you know, I'm blessed. So I don't think that I don't know what a major could do for me that I can't do for myself, aside from put me in front of a mass group of people faster than I would. Because I can reach people now through Instagram, other social media outlets, but, you know, they can just get me there faster.
Yeah.
And in front of the right type of people. So I would be willing to do a partnership, you know. I would absolutely be willing to do that. But a deal, I don't see the point of a deal, especially in the climate of music now with 360s. If I'm creating everything, why should I be obligated to give an entity a piece of everything that I do? That's crazy. That's like a pimp and a prostitute. So I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna work, I'm gonna do all this work. You know, you're gonna tell people, go check me out. You know, he over there on 42nd and 8th Avenue. He right. I'm telling you, just go pull up. He out there. Check him out. He got some CDs, some shit you might like. So I'm working.
Yeah.
Y'all just get I don't think that's a fair business deal. We could do a partnership, you know? Yeah.
Something else I like about your music too is that I don't have to use Google lyrics. A lot of times today I have to use Google lyrics for what these dudes say, and it's really the music. I'm a big critic. People call me an old man. I get it, but I just like to hear something that's authentic and I can understand and get the message from just listening to the song, and the beat just captivates it at the same time, where I don't have to go on Google lyrics to understand what they're saying. And
right.
A lot of times it's just for numbers, it's just for streams, it's just, that's why the music era to me right now is, it can be beneficial to artists, but the mainstream spotlight is on dudes like 6ix9ine, and it shouldn't be, but there's got to be different subgenres.
Yeah. It depends on what you're in it for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you got some people, what's your intent? Like, you got some people that might hustle to get their moms out the hood, to come up. You might have some people that want to hustle just for the glory. And that's the same thing with hip hop. You know, some artists might want to do it for the glory, for the come up, for the immediate attention.
Yeah.
Some people do it because it's their passion. Like, I don't have money because of hip hop, but I love to do it. So if it in the cards for me to come into a whole bunch of money because of hip hop, then my motives won't change.
At what age did you start writing?
13. 13. I would say I always messed around with it, writing contests in school and all that, but 13. And funny fact is that the first rap I wrote was a parody on Juicy for a talent show. Yeah. So that was my first rap. And a couple of my homies, shout out to my man Ski, was like, yo, I think you could really rap, because you just flipped Biggie's song and made it funny. And I don't think that's easy. And then I was like, So what I would do from there is I would write shit and go to school and spit it and tell them that it's off of DJ Clue. That's Raekwon. That's New Nas. And then I would see their reaction. and it was a good fucking reaction. So I was like, I think I got something. And then from there, you know, I just started cooking.
What made you go by the name Vinch?
Vinch the Artist, man. It's funny that nah, you good, brother. Vinch the Artist was Da Vinci the Artist, and then I shortened it to Vinch the Artist. And the name comes from the Italian Renaissance man, Leonardo da Vinci, sculptor, philosopher, painter. So I do other things other than just rap. I sing, I play, I arrange, I produce, I write. So I figured I can be the Renaissance man of hip hop. So why not be Vince the Artist? And Vince just seems to sting a little bit more. So yeah, it's short, sweet, to the point. But if it had to be explained, then that's the explanation for the name.
Okay. I know that as a dope MC, you should be able to get great features. I know you know Cortez. I'm sure you know other people. Who's someone that you want to work with?
Someone that I would want to work with. A goal on a song. Jay-Z. Yeah. And I would want something filthy. I would want the Jay-Z from where I'm from. Welcome to New York City, Jay-Z. All versions of Hove I fuck with, but I wanna go head up like that, you know. Good competition type of iron sharpening iron. Yeah. I think that would be my dream collab. Yeah.
What did you and Cortez meet?
Training camp showcase. Shout out to Mental Supreme. Shout out to Mental Supreme. Shout out to Mental Supreme. So, at a spot called Pyramid on in the Lower East Side on Avenue A, every Tuesday was a showcase called Training Camp. It was an open mic. And I was put onto it by Cortez man, Billy the Kid. Shout out to Murder Ave. And he told me, yo, I think you should come through. We did a showcase together for Faces in the Crowd. He's like, yo, I think you fuck with this shit. It'll be a good look. So I ran through there, did an open mic, did a couple of competitions, and we've been solid ever since. That been over 10 years that me and Cor been rocking together. And another fun fact, Cortez took me to my first battle, man. And damn, say it, Vinch. And oh man, help me out, Matt. Help me out. And I'm trying to think, man. The battles that used to be on MTV. I can't believe I forgot that. Serious Jones been on there.
I don't know about MTV. Was Rhapsody Basement was on BET, right?
Nah, it wasn't that. It was Fight Club. Fight Club.
Oh, okay.
That took me through the Fight Club. He was like, yo, boy, I think you can fuck with it. I think you'll be all right. I was like, all right. So Friday night, we linked up. We drove out there to the city. And yeah, I got it mixy in Fight Club. Yeah.
What was that experience like for you?
It was dope. It was natural. I come from an era of walking in ciphers, and if you're getting busy and there's another dude getting busy, and end up being you and him going head up, you and her going head up. So I was comfortable. I seen some crazy shit in life. So battle rapping somebody is just talking to another person. To me. So my nerves weren't on end. I had rounds, I had raps, I could freestyle, so it was, it was natural.
Now, what made you reach out to get Cortez on my show? I'm curious. Now that you're on my show, because first you offered me Cortez.
Me and Cor bros. Anytime I see an opportunity for any of my guys to increase their reach or their brand, I hit them with the idea. I saw the people that you've had on your show, and I hadn't seen outside of Goods. I haven't seen many battle rappers up there. So I was like, well, why not link them? I know him. I'm familiar with you. So let me see where I could make this happen.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. And that's not the first time I've done that in terms of linking producers with MCs, linking graphic designers with people looking for work. So I think that if you're of the culture, then you should be trying to make people push it forward and linking shit without looking for a return on the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a good conversation with him. We talked about, how he thinks battle rapping has changed over the years. Just different conversations I had with him. It was an interesting debate.
Yeah. Solid dude, man. Solid dude.
Yeah. Definitely someone out here that's for the culture.
Yeah. And an incredible MC.
Yeah.
Super dope. Yeah.
What's your favorite Cortez battle?
My favorite Cortez battle was the battle that he had with Jersey Twerk. I think my brother left Earth on that battle. He leave Earth on a lot of battles, but he went somewhere. He went over there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was my favorite battle. Yeah, I haven't seen him recent one with I forget the brother's name, but he just had a recent battle on Smack on the rooftop, and I heard it was bad news, and the clips that I saw was bad news, but from what I saw, definitely Jersey Twerk.
How's the music come through on the speakers on your phone? Good?
I'm good. Yeah, come through clear, man. I'm getting people hitting me on the other end saying thumbs up. So yeah, it's coming through pretty clear.
Okay, because I know you said that you wanted to freestyle early, but do you still want to do it? Because I could play the music on my end.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's dance.
Yeah. All right. Let me find a beat here, and let me see. I'll put it on for you. Let's see what I got or what I'm thinking of. See what we got here. How would you rate yourself as a freestyler out of 10?
36.
36, like the 36 chambers?
36 chambers, 36 degrees is it don't matter. Yeah, so I mean, if we needed to do that now, it don't matter, man. Ratings freestyle, I think as an MC, you should be able to do all that. And do all of it as at a high level. So yeah, it don't matter.
All right, let's see how it comes through. Hold on a second. You can hear it?
I can hear the snare.
You can hear it?
Yeah, the kick and the snare, yeah. Okay. I'm trying to get on the next go round. Right. Yo, I eat through MCs. Nobody evil is me. I creep trees like leaf covered Vietnamese. It's me that you see. Spitting this, holding my meat. I talk in the high verse. I'm more than a rapper, more than a artist, more than a poet, more than spoken word. I'm something niggas never heard. Fuck pictures, bitches. My scriptures is moving words. I'm a dick away from blown like Julie the Third. It is Vinch that you hearing murdering music, killing it, heart, soul, mind. Body adrenaline's filling them killers as synonyms. Y'all sweet like fags named cinnamon. And there is no to him. All hell, people be real. Folks is feeling them hot. Damn it is Michigan. When all of his venom is lyrical. Subliminal images through a pen or two. No college credit, but better bitches really finish you.
That's it right there.
I appreciate that.
No doubt. Hopefully it comes through good on the audio, like on the Zoom part, because I know the Zoom records itself.
Right.
Because the audio wasn't coming through on the speakers, but I had it recorded. But I think it should come fine on the Zoom.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So
Why 36? Is it because of the 36 chambers?
Nah, because it just had to be higher than 10. Yeah, so it just had to be higher than 10. I tell you another fun fact, man. That song off of the Black Cuul called Bottle Girl. It was one take, all off the top, all the way through.
Just one take.
One take, all the way through. I went back and did doubles on the hook and all of that, but aside from that, I freestyled the whole song.
It's fire.
Yeah, no punching. Just went to work.
That's called skill.
It is. It's called elite skill. It's some alien shit. It's not many of them left.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
Especially in this era.
Facts.
Tell me why you spelled cool that way on your album.
Cool, because I didn't want to spell it the regular way, and that initially it was an acronym, and the acronym was for Culture Unlimited, and I couldn't fit an N in there, so the CU was kind of like culture, and the UL was like unlimited without the N. Mm-hmm. So it was an acronym that got fucked up, but the shit looked dope. So I was like, you know what? Black. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cover tonight on the show? Anything else you want to get out?
Nah, man. All energy going towards a 10-piece. I promise you this project is super special. Not just to me, but in terms of hip hop. I didn't want to have a vibe like I'm trying to restore anything, because when you restore something, mean that it got tarnished. I don't think that hip hop was ever tarnished. You just got different vibes. So on this project, I just wanted it to be complete. I don't think music now, in terms of bodies of work that people put out, whether it's an EP or a full album or a mixtape, not a lot of it is consistent in terms of the sound. And I just wanted to capture the sound. And I wanted everything to represent filthy, dirty, but still pure in its essence. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the days, you could shoot a fair one with somebody, get it shaking, y'all lump each other up, and go get a hero or slice of pizza after that. Now to somebody else, that shit sound bizarre, but that's still unclean. It's still filthy. It's still aggressive, but it's pure. So on a 10-piece, that's what I wanted to present to the people, was that. And the sleeper on that project is a song called 3-piece, leg, thigh, and side breast. So, yeah, that's a sleeper. Y'all will see, but that's a sleeper on that project.
Also on the promo, before I let you go here, I know you wanted to talk sports. That was another thing. I got to ask you, who are the teams that you root for?
Knicks and the Yankees.
Knicks and the Yankees. Okay. I'm a Knicks fan, so.
Yeah, that shit hurt right now. But, yo, relationships are fucked up sometimes.
Yeah, it's awful.
Right now, we just got a fucked up relationship, but we'll be all right.
I don't know. It's tough to talk sports now. We just have to live in the past because there's no sports now with the whole pandemic going on.
Right. Yeah, man. Fucking shit, man. Just talk shit about what you used to do in terms of sports, how you used to bust motherfuckers' ass, and watch The Last Dance. You know what I'm saying? That's about it. That's all we got. You know, one thing about this pandemic, in terms of what it taught me, is like in terms of artists and people in general, you got to go within yourself. That's all you have time to do right now is go within yourself, and to really get honest with shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's the last thing I'm gonna say about this project. Why it was special. My son, my 17-year-old son, recorded the project. He go to Far Rockaway High School. He's in a music production program. Shout out to YBCAYY. YBCAYY. Check his music out. Shit dope. But he recorded the project. He was here for spring break and was like, I'm going to bring my MacBook. I was like, you want to fuck around? I got some ideas. He was like, all right, Dad. He's like, yo, Dad, I'm going to punch you in here. I'm going to have you do your doubles here. I'm going to fly you a hook. And I'm like, what the fuck's? And I realized that, you know, during that time, him seeing me record and do music and shit, it rubbed off on him. So that was super dope. to be able to create a project that's so special with my son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he gonna be a rapper too, or?
Yeah, check him. No, he does. He get busy. He's on a new way. But I make sure that he got some shit to say. When he send me something, I'll be like, nah, I need you to spice that shit up a little bit, at least.
Yeah, with the lyrics, right?
If y'all check him out on Instagram, his name is YBC AYY. YBC AYY. But he I ain't gonna boost him up because he minds, you know, you could judge for yourself. But to me, he alright. And I'm a tough critic on music, so but he get busy.
And that's good though that you're hard on him about, you know, the spicing it up and keeping it lyrical, because everything's watered down now.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too watered down.
But you know what's so crazy, man? Like, when you say watered down, Tupac wasn't the most crazy person lyrically, but you understood him. He's probably the most passionate. Him and DMX probably neck and neck in terms of passion on song. Passion is what got him over in terms of not being the most lyrically crazy artist.
Yeah. The thing about Tupac that's great is his message. He has a great message.
Right.
He doesn't have to be lyrical for me to like him. He had such a strong message, and there are times that Tupac did go in. And I had this conversation a couple weeks ago on my show on the song "If I Die Tonight." He was going in on that song, like rapping. He could do it, but he was just more. I think he was more focused on getting the message across, like with "Dear Mama," and he was more heartfelt, like poetic.
And his simplicity was beautiful art. Sometimes it don't gotta be crazy. You know, X don't say the craziest shit, but he say shit like, when it rain, niggas get wet.
Yeah.
When he delivered it, it resonated. Yeah.
It did. How about I play the last song here and then we close out?
Let's do that.
Let's play the last one because I want you to hear it.
I'm intro it for you, Matt. So this next song Mad Max about to play is Pray Before We Eat by me, Vinch the Artist, aka VTA, aka your new favorite. Pray Before We Eat.
Here we go.
Y'all that pray for the hands of cooks, that there are no reservations, we don't need them booked. No. You see they ain't make the mix for the crack they sold. However, once in the mix, it surely crack they sold. Lord, I pray that the real culprits meet your path, and righteousness wash all the evil past. Power we breathe this, that ain't even math. Our odds are like sand in a beating glass. God, please use this spoon to improve my body and enrich my mind. I do me, it's some shit I gotta realign. Now I see it fine. Lord bless all of our lips with the sweetest wine, and make all of our queens fine with regal minds. God, please bless those that have less than me. By us serving them, you are blessing we. I pray this all in your holy name. I mean. I thank you in advance for my meal. Faith for things I can't see and can't feel. Must receive. I pray my team don't lust and greed, cause our needs are already met with enough to feed. Let's break bread, homie. On mama, I will never leave you dead and lonely. Your kids eating too. They got a dream, I'ma see it through. That's so true, beloved. Nah, I don't see it live. The fruits of our labor are as sweet as pies, with molasses in it. Let's prepare the table. I'ma pass the dishes. We earned all this, ain't no ashes in it. The spread looking good, family. Shall we finish? We shall. And toast to the Most High, with their cup running over, raising to the sky. Push your cup running over, raise it to the sky. I mean, bring over the food. Stop eating.
Pray before we eat.
All day, man. Yo, man, before we go, man, shout out to the whole Borough Gang Eat Gang, man. Shout out to Blitz. Shout out to Chachi Bunker. Shout out to Blue Diamond. Shout out to Mel Murder. Shout out to Biggs. Shout out to my full green day ones, Ty Black, Hazarati, Dre the General, Marley Hendricks, Cortez, my geysers. I appreciate y'all support, love, and camaraderie. And shout out to you, Max, for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Can't wait till we get to do a set together on Summer Jam 2022.
I hope so.
Yeah, man, with a mask on.
Yeah, well, it's gonna have to be that way. It's looking like. But I did have two more questions for you. There was one brought up, something that you brought up earlier in the interview that I wanted to ask you about. Just a curious question. That you used to do writing competitions in school.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever win that competition?
Yeah, a lot of them.
A lot of them. Okay.
Citywide tests, all that. I mean, it was yeah. I'm a gifted writer. I'm not tooting my own horn. It's all about God's blessing. But yeah, me and the pen, and it's different.
Congratulations on that. There you go. See?
Appreciate that, King.
Another question is the album that drops Friday. It's going to be available on all platforms, correct, right?
All platforms. Tidal, Spotify, Google, Apple, Pandora, SoundCloud, everything. And speaking of such, for selected 10 people, I'm going to be sending them a commemorative special 10-piece gift box with some merch, with some links, just to say thank you. And when they get it, they'll see how the 10-piece and the project ties together. But it's going to be 10 people, and I'm going to be giving away some stuff, just, saying thank you.
What do you feel as though, Vinch, in your own opinion, is the best song on your upcoming album?
Shatterproof Glass.
Chapel Glass.
No, Shatterproof Glass.
Shatterproof Glass. Okay.
Yeah. So Shatterproof Glass, when you go into a chicken spot and they scared of motherfuckers shooting the shit up, they got Shatterproof Glass. So the song is a story about a dude who used to get money, was fly, got hooked on drugs. In his mind, he's still living in this Shatterproof Glass in this big body Tahoe that he bought. But he doesn't see that he's falling apart as a man. But in his mind, he's still living behind this Shatterproof Glass. So it's a figurative meaning and literal as well in terms of the description in the story. Yeah.
And there we have it. The art of storytelling is back here with Vinch. Vinch is a storyteller.
Why not?
In the world of hip hop. Yeah, why not? It's a shame that not too many people do it anymore, and you do it on a sophisticated level.
I appreciate that.
It's important because there's guys out here. I know a big group out here right now is Griselda, but when I listen to them, I've really taken a step back from them on my opinions, just saying how great they are. Because I look at their music, they're good, but their lyrics can be a little more complex. It could be a little more strategic. It's too simple for me. But to each his own.
Right. Right.
And I've been noticing that because there's an artist that I have on Wednesday who I feel as though is better than that lyrically. There's a couple artists I feel as though they do it better than the biggest lyrical artists out right now.
Right.
So You better work on their pen game. Along with the whole game, this whole artists need to work on their pen game.
Yeah, because before they know it, man, I'm gonna be at their front door, taking a seat at the couch, not really asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Vinch. I appreciate you, coming on my show here tonight. I appreciate you reaching out and setting up that Cortez interview back in March.
No doubt.
Anything else, Tom, where you want to follow, where they can follow you on Instagram?
Y'all can follow me on Instagram at Vinch, VINCH_VTA. The VTA is for Vinch the Artist. Vinch, VINCH_VTA. You go there, you're gonna get to know me a little bit better, man. Everything is transparent. I don't hold no punches. I don't front about who I am. I don't do it for the likes. Straight like that.
That's the main thing. Don't do anything for the likes. That's important.
Yes, sir.
All right, Vince, I'm gonna let you go. Stay safe. I'm looking forward to the new album dropping Friday.
Copy. Peace, King.
No doubt. Peace.